Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? My name's Celeste Wong. I'm the Programming Associate with the Mill Valley Film Festival. Thank you all so much for coming to our special Mind the Gap screening of Harriet tonight, which is, believe it or not, the first major feature film about American hero, abolitionist, freedom fighter, and person that should definitely be on the $20 bill by now, Harriet Tubman. I want to start by giving a big thank you to our amazing community of supporters, many of whom are here in this room right now. Thank you so much. Screenings like this would not be possible without all the amazing support that we get here at the California Film Institute. As you just saw in the clip, Mind the Gap is the California Film Institute and the Mill Valley Film Festival's gender equity initiative. At the Mill Valley Film Festival, we are committed to a goal of 50-50 by 2020, which is that 50% of the films at the festival will be directed by women by the year 2020. Yeah. This past film festival, the one we just had in October, I'm very proud to say we reached 48%, so we are well on our way. Thank you. And I really can't think of a better film to screen as a Mind the Gap screening than Harriet. When we screened it at this past festival, it actually won the Mind the Gap US Cinema Audience Award. Yeah. And we were lucky enough to have writer and director Kasi Lemmons and producer Daniela Taplin-Lundberg at the screening. They also both participated in our Mind the Gap Summit, and Kasi Lemmons participated in our Mind the Gap Directors Forum. So they were the Mind the Gap MVPs this year. And tonight, we are beyond thrilled to bring another member of the Harriet team, star Cynthia Erivo, who plays Harriet Tubman. Yeah. She's going to be joining us for a Q&A after the screening, so definitely stick around for that. It's going to be really incredible. She is a Tony, Grammy, Emmy award-winning actor, singer, songwriter, et cetera, et cetera. And she's been receiving rave reviews for this performance. We are really honored to have a guest moderator tonight for that conversation with Cynthia. We have Ericka Huggins here, activist, educator, Black Panther Party leader. So you'll definitely want to stick around for that. It's going to be really special. Thank you so much for coming. Please enjoy Harriet. It's my great honor to introduce our moderator for this evening. She is a human rights activist, a poet, an educator, Black Panther Party leader, former political prisoner, and recently, the Met West High School campus in Oakland was named in her honor, the Ericka Huggins campus. Please welcome Ericka Huggins.
Good evening. How are you?
Well, all right.
So, without anything more, I want to thank Celeste for the introduction, but I want to welcome to the stage Cynthia Erivo, who entered the life of Harriet Tubman and brought her alive for us to see and to feel and to hear. So welcome, Cynthia. Do you get standing O's everywhere you go?
Sometimes. This is amazing. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
I'm just letting the silence be. The film is so remarkable. And the first question that I have for you, other than thank you for taking the role and bringing it to all of us, is can you share what it is that had you accept this role?
When I sat with Deborah Martin Chase, I realized that she'd been waiting a really long time to put this on screen. And I also realized how long it had been since there was a story like it. And I knew that this had never been on the big screen, so I just didn't want anyone to wait anymore, really. I knew that there was a story of a woman that would inspire many women. And as a little black girl,
Yes.
there is something quite wonderful about being a part of a story that puts agency into my hands, having
Yes.
agency,
Yes.
you know? That just felt really special. And I wanted to be a part of that storytelling.
And how did you prepare?
In every way possible. She's a very physical role. So I had to do the training because I wanted to do my own stunts. So I did everything bar one of the things because I wasn't allowed to. So I put myself through training, and I was training pretty much the entire time whilst we were on set as well, which meant very, very early starts. I wanted to prepare myself spiritually because I knew that her story was one that was connected to the faith that she had in God. And I have a faith, but I've often been a little bit embarrassed about even speaking about it.
Yes.
And so this sort of gave me the license to explore it a bit more, open my mind to it a bit more, be braver with it. So I had to do that, come to terms with what I felt and how I prayed, and so I could do that every morning fully and openly. I had to do the research, obviously. There's the
Yes.
reading to do, and I was lucky enough to have Kasi at the helm, who did all of the research in the world, but then gave me the space and her time to sit with her and just talk and figure out what it was that we wanted people to see of her. We knew that people knew of her heroics. We knew that people knew of the work that she had done, but we really wanted people to see the woman, the person, the human being behind all of that, because I think that makes her even more of a hero, to know that she was human, had heartbreak, had love, had wants, desires, was loved, was desired, those kind of things. Because I think that makes her journey all the more special.
Yes. Yes, and it's what helps us to
Connect.
relate to her.
Yeah.
She's been a shero of mine since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I always wished I could see her. And so I have.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you.
So I told many people this, and I'll tell it to you and ask you a question that goes with it. When I first saw the film in the Mill Valley Film Festival, I felt as if you'd inhabited the being of Harriet Tubman. And that doesn't always happen.
No.
When you're watching someone portraying a real life human. How is it that Cynthia and Harriet merged like that?
This is going to sound very strange, but I think it's because I asked for it. Before I would get on set, I would ask for the space to be made safe for Harriet to come into, but I didn't just mean the space around me, I meant the space inside me. Because you have to be willing to share, I guess. Kasi says I go out the way. She said, I made myself open to Harriet. And I think that's kind of what the aim was. I knew that I wouldn't be able to do it completely on my own, and I don't believe that Harriet has ever relinquished her agency and her power. I think she just chooses when to use it. And I think that I do think that she had a hand over this production. I think she had a hand over this film. I think she had a hand over everyone who had anything to do with it. And I was just really susceptible to it, I think. I think she helped. And I think that I wanted so much to tell her story that mine didn't really matter. I was prepared to get lost a little. So I put myself through all the things that needed to be put through. So it's part of the reason why I did all my stunts, because I wanted to sort of remove any veil that was between myself and Harriet. I wanted to feel as close to her experience as I possibly could. So when we were walking through the water and it was 37 degrees at night, that's what you do. Because in the back of my mind, I was also very aware that nothing I could do on set, nothing I would do was ever going to be as hard as what she had to go through. So I would rather do that than have someone else do it, because I already am at a disadvantage because I wasn't there. So I do the things that allow me to feel her a little bit more. Yeah.
Tonight I felt her so strongly. Before I met you, I felt her so strongly, her presence. And I think that makes sense to you, because you thought that what I would think about what you were going to say was strange. No.
Okay.
I believe we're all connected.
Yeah.
And we just need to pay more attention.
Right.
And in fact, if we actually behaved in that way, our world would be so much the better.
Yeah.
So I was reading something, and in it said that you feel so excited about the film because young and old women, little girls, mothers and daughters and so on, would find her strength and take it with them. So what is your hope that audiences like this one and others, especially those with young people, will walk away with?
I mean, I think I want each individual to come away feeling like they have a duty to uphold the work that's already gone before them.
Yes.
But I hope that people have conversation with each other.
Absolutely.
I hope that when mothers and daughters and friends and sisters and brothers and fathers and sons come and see this film, that they stop for a second and want to ask questions and want to find out more about her and want to speak to each other and want to process and understand what had happened in her time and what had happened around her and what she was going through. And then I want people to walk away thinking, oh, maybe those times when I'm feeling slightly small and I feel like I'm insignificant, that if someone like Harriet can do what she did, I might be able to take another step forward and do some good work too. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And so there's work for us, right?
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Do you mind telling people that story you told me about on the elevator in New York?
Yeah. So it's Halloween, and I think I'd just done a late night show or something. So I get to my apartment and I get in the elevator, and this girl comes on. She comes onto the elevator with her mother and her mother's sister, and I think her sister. And she walks on. She says, "Oh, you look nice." I said, "Oh, thank you. So do you." She's in a costume. And then she turns her back to me, and I'm standing at the back of the elevator, and her back is to me. She sidles up to her mum. She goes, "Mum, I really want to see Harriet. Can we see Harriet?" And then her mum goes, "It's school tomorrow. This is like a Friday evening. School tomorrow. You can't see Harriet when it's school." She goes, oh, please, please, I want to see Harriet. And then her sister said, oh, Mum, please, can we see Harriet? And I sneak between the two of them and I say, you should see Harriet. She turns around and she looks at me, she goes, are you? I say, mm-hmm. She goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I thought it was you, but I wasn't gonna, and I didn't know, and I was like, it's okay. You should see it though.
And I'm sure they did.
Yes, they would. The best thing about it was that she was dressed as a black unicorn. And I was like, well, this is perfect. Yeah.
So, there are so many questions I would love to ask you, but is there anything more you want to say about the way in which Harriet nudged you as you were in the work of the film?
The thing, and now I'm thinking about it, I'm now aware of it. I think she kind of removed the fear, because there were so many things that I had to do that I just wasn't afraid of. Like I would wander into it with force. When we did the cliff scene, I remember going, just get me there. I'm fine. I can do this. And they're like, do you wanna? Are you good? Do we have to take off the corset? No, you don't wanna. I'm like, just put the line on me. I'm good. I can do this. I can do this. It's fine. But that's how it felt like it was going through every day. There was no apprehension. That all the barriers felt like they were wide open. It felt like it could fly sometimes.
That was such a true line in Reverend Green's mouth when he said, fear is the enemy. And so it was true for you in bringing the story.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I knew it wouldn't be helpful. I knew that I just needed to do it. That's how it felt every day. Like, there is stuff to do, so let's do it. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So we want to take a few questions from the audience. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
I can bring a mic too.
okay. And so be brief, succinct, and a question is that which has a question mark at the end.
Question right here.
Did she really have those spells?
Yes.
And how true to her life was this movie?
She really did have those spells. They were written about from her own mouth and from friends who were around her. She said that she would get vivid visions from God. They were described as premonitions, so she would see the future, sometimes near, sometimes far, and she would just follow the instruction. And then other friends around her would say, well, she believed that's what she was getting, so we believed. Kasi talks of this story that there was once when she had slipped into a vision, and someone had said that this person wished that she could see the I guess it's the emancipation before her lifetime. She said, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. And Harriet said, well, I've seen it. And everyone was celebrating when the bill was passed, but she was not. And the person said, well, why are you not celebrating? Well, I had my celebration. I already knew it happened. Yeah. So, yeah. And a lot of this is very true, actually. Kasi was very specific about the things she put in. Obviously, there's some that's based on what she knew, but even things like Walter. Walter was a person that turned up randomly. He was the one that was at the helm of the ship, but he only turns up out of the blue. And so what she did was to try and chase back where they could have met, because he was like a confidant. He was named Walter, and was one of the friends of hers that would help to get these missions across, but he just sort of turned up out of the blue randomly one time. Yeah. very much of it is true.
Thank you.
No question. Get you back there.
What was your theatrical training?
Oh, I went to RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts.
On Gower Street?
On Gower Street, yes, the one, yeah. 3 years in that, yeah. And life,
That's
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
There's a question there.
No, let me agree, Mike.
One thing I found very beautiful was the singing to communicate. And I wonder, is that something that's documented as well?
Yes. Yeah. And those songs are the songs she would use. Depending on the verse, it would tell you what she needed people to do. It'd be wait here, or now it's the time to come. It's not safe yet. I'm leaving. Goodbye. That's what those songs were used for. Yeah, very much so. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So wonderfully convincing in the way that you spoke and, in your culture, but obviously you have an accent.
Yeah.
How did you train yourself to really immerse into that language?
I don't know. It's kind of automatic, really. And I hear, if we're talking specifically about accents, I hear it like music. Music is like a second language, so if it's an accent, I hear the tune of it first. And I had an amazing dialect coach who helped me be really specific about the style and the time, because it was very specific to where they were from and the time it was in. We were 1800s, and I wanted to make sure that we were on the money for it. That I didn't want it to be general. But yeah, it's really, so we would have fun because it wouldn't be really about practicing per se, but really about just having her say something and me hearing it and hearing the tune of it and just working from there. But when you get the chance to do the research and you understand who you're playing and you believe in what you're doing, a lot of that just seeps in. So I just wanted to make sure I could do it as truthfully as I possibly could. Yeah.
How long ago did you start working on this role?
You threw your voice. I have no idea where that came from.
Thank you for saying yes to this role, but how long ago did you start working on this movie?
So I was in The Color Purple when I was asked to do it. That was 2017. And we didn't start filming until December 2018. So I was attached for about 2 years. No, I lied. 2018? The end of 2018 into 2019. We finished December the 5th. I don't know why I remember those dates so clearly. But yes, about a year. And so from the moment I knew I was working on it, the moment I knew I was remotely attached, I was doing the work because I realized it was going to take that much. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
We can take one more question.
And 3 hands go up.
You pick it. Who's it going to be?
Let me see the hands then. You're giving me a choice. The person right back there.
Who had the hand? There we go.
Am I the lucky one? I was so inspired and moved by this movie, and I think I may be the youngest one in the room. And I just
Not
wanted to know,
necessarily now.
I was just having a joke, excuse me. I want to know if there's one thing beyond the film that you would like someone like myself, a Caucasian blonde male, that is inspired to help and uplift society. What is one thing that I can do to help?
Find a woman that looks like me. Okay. And, well, I mean, just in general, find a woman that looks like me and ask her how her day went.
How
You know what I mean?
beautiful.
Just thoughtfulness, because sometimes people forget that we are human beings. And so we don't get asked that question very often. You know? If you see her on a plane and you're traveling somewhere, ask her if she needs help with her bag. Because people forget that too. Yeah.
Thank you, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
So thank you again for coming tonight, for viewing the film, for being thoughtful as you leave, and enjoy your evening. And of course, tell all of your friends Harriet is in the theaters. So, great. Good night.